day, crafty chums. It's Nikki here, aka Carson the Cat, aka Carson the Cat's Life. It's November the 1st, and this video may be up a little bit late. I don't know. It's going to take me a long time to edit this video. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's November the 1st. It's actually November the 1st while I'm doing this video. So that must mean it's time for another mermaid. And I got the inspiration for this mermaid from a picture that was posted in our 12 Months of Mermaids Facebook group by someone called Louis Pasteur. I mean, I'm thinking Louis Pasteur, Pasteur, as in pasteurised milk, but Pasteur, Louis Pasteur. That's how it's spelt anyway. No offence. And they posted a drawing with an octopus for hair. So I thought, it's a brilliant idea. I'm going to have a go. So that's what I decided to do with this mermaid, is to give it a go and put an octopus as hair. And as you can see, I'm just coming towards the end of the drawing there. The octopus finishing off this, the tentacles. Almost forgot what they were for a minute, and yeah, just rubbing at my guidelines there. So go along, and I gave her a starfish for a bra. Don't ask me why, I just did. Yeah, those starfish down in their sector, they're good and proper, aren't they? So I'm just going in with some Caran d'Ache Neo colours now. I really love these watercolour crayons. I find that I can work really well with them, and I can go over them again. It doesn't really matter. So I actually like it, and I prefer to work, when I work with these, I prefer to work with the water brush as well. And that's just the way it is. No rhyme or reason to it, it's just what I prefer. So I'm just going in there and trying to get a little bit of shading round, and outside there I decided that the arm was too fat, so just rubbed it out and just went over that again. You can alter things as you go along, doesn't hurt, does it? Sometimes we're our own harshest critics, and there's no need really. It's just art. It's not life or death, is it? It's just art. And this is a Tombow watercolour pen. I don't know what they're called. It's a Tombow something anyway. And I was put on to these by Tamara Laporte when I've just recently took part in her Ever After course, which was a 4-month course, and she uses them a lot, and so she's really put me onto those as well. And I like them a lot. Just putting some yellow on just because I fancied it. Do you know, there's no rhyme or reason to what I do. Sometimes I just do it because I like to do it. So yeah, and that's a Tim Holtz Distress pen there. I quite like those as well. I don't have many of them. And this is that was a what's it called? It's called a Posca pen, and it blobbed, and so the eyes are a bit funny. You'll see me correct the eyes later on. But anyway, and that's a Sharpie. Not a Sharpie, a Graphic Master, and that's a Sharpie. I couldn't find my little Posca pen to do the outlines. It took me a while to find it, but I eventually found it and was able to go around a few other outlines as well once I'd done that. What am I doing there? Just putting in these suckers on the tentacles there, just drawing it round because I realised I missed them off in the original drawing. So I'm just going around and correcting that there. Not that it really mattered, I could have done that at any time. It's just sometimes I fiddle when I draw and that, so hey ho. Just doing the octopus there with the yellow as well. Just to mirror the face that I did on the mermaid, you know, just mirroring it really on the octopus, using the nice pink colour of the octopus as well. I was going to do it green, but decided to actually just keep the tonal values kind of like the same. I wish I'd done it in green now, which would have really popped, or purple would have popped as well, but hey ho. Can always go over it another time. That's why outlining in the black actually helps as well, because that helps pop it off the page a bit. That's a nice little goldy, shimmery colour Caran d'Ache Neo crayon there. I bought it separately to the, I've got a 70, not 70, not at all. Anyway, I've got a 32 crayons, I think. And I bought that one separately because it, just because it was nice and shiny. You can't actually see it in here, but in real life it's nice and shiny. And you just go in outline there in the blue. Excuse me. In the blue, just go around it in outline, and then I wasn't going to outline it in the blue, but that's not what I intended to do, but I just did it. Sometimes that's how it goes. I was going to do a mixed media background here. Here I make a mistake and put the blue there on her head and realise afterwards, and then gesso it over and try and put a different colour on there. But maybe I should have just left it in blue, otherwise she's got a flat head there. Scribbled some more colour on, popping some water down, and it's just going everywhere, the water. That's why I've got the little wipe by the side of me there, towel. So I'm really scrubbing on these on the watercolour crayons there, trying to leave blocks of colour to make it more interesting when I gesso over it in a little while. So I'm trying not to get muddy colours, so I'm just doing the colours separately here because I'm trying desperately not to get mud and to keep the colour. So that's why I decided to do the colour separately on that side there. It's a little bit mixing in with the blues and the greens because they can mix in, but if I'd have mixed in the with the pinks, well, it would have gone to mud. So here's the gesso now, and just knocking the colours back. It's a technique that I quite like using now, and just really getting into it. It took me a while to be happy with that technique, but I am totally happy with it now. Sometimes I put scraps of paper there too, but here I go over on the head bit with the gesso in a little bit more detail so that I can put a different colour on there to make it look like her head, and so she's got a rounded head and not a flat top head. Especially if I don't put music on, I've got to keep on talking, haven't I? Yeah. So there I go over with the flesh colour on the top of her head in acrylic paint, because I can't, it just wouldn't take with the watercolour if I tried to do it with watercolour. And again, reinforcing the blue colour, just making it a bit stronger because it's been gone over with the gesso, so it just needs reinforcing the colour, which is what I'm doing there. Which is good. Normally I would just fast forward this and put music to it, but I've done that with the last couple of videos, so I thought I'd try and talk through this video, but it's, it's like, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to it. Oh. Had my granddaughter over for the weekend, and that was excellent. Really enjoyed my time I spent with her there. Took her to a light show last night because we don't do trick-or-treating round here, but she went to a light show and a light show with some little rides to go on and that, and we had to queue for an hour to get on one ride. It was only a couple of hours, I think it was 3 hours in all, the total time the light show was on, and the one ride took an hour to queue up for, and then the next one 40 minutes, so we sort of like gave up after that and then went for something to eat. Because it was very cold too. Yeah, so we had a nice time. Oh, what am I doing now? I'm going over with a watercolour, flesh coloured pencil as well. Just putting on a second coat of that to cover, just to blend in all the different colours I've got down there, because I went round her eyes in blue and things. So just doing that, trying to get some shading in on their body, some definition, give her a bit of form. Oh man, I spend a lot of time with that. I'm doing putting some darker pink there on the tentacles, just to, as I say, to give it some form and shape. I could have done that octopus a lot darker. Here I'm going over with a pen there. I think it might be a Pip pen. And it wasn't the pen I was looking for. As I say, I was looking for the Posca paint pen, but I couldn't find it, but I do find it later, and so I go over it all again afterwards to make it stand out a bit more. This is good, but it's not as good as the Posca paint pen. It would have been good if I'd found the thicker nib on that one. But I can't find my thicker nibbed one either. You know how it is. It's just going over everything there. I think she's got quite nice lines to her neck and that, so not bad. Yeah, some things I like that I do and other things I don't like. This one I quite like. We're our own worst critics, so I try not to be too critical of what I do. But if I don't like it, I'll tell you. If I like it, I'll tell you. So there I was just trying to go over the eyes again, just to correct where I'd splodged the Posca thicker paint pen on there. Just put in the eye of the octopus. Now I'm putting in tentacles with a watercolour pencil, but I'm actually just, I won't activate the watercolour, I'll just do the tentacles in that there. Could do it also with a pencil, which I think I might do later on as well. I don't know, can't remember. Yeah, that's just an ordinary pencil. Outlining around the nose, around the lips. That's another Posca paint pen. Just putting little white dots on the octopus, but when it dried, of course, because it's a, I think it's got a bit of alcohol in it, and I don't know, something in there anyway, which sometimes when you do it, it fades away to nothing because you're using it on watercolour. So yeah, just putting a bit more blue in the eyes. Not activating it. That blue is a watercolour one, but I didn't activate it, I just kept it as pencil, because you can do that as well. And then I had this bright idea to make her have sort of like fish scales, so I'm using this snake skinny pattern thing, stencil I have. So, and it was quite effective, I think. I think it looked quite nice. I did splodge it in a couple of places, but that was like, oh well, you know, hey ho. So I'm trying to use a darker colour where I had the shadows in, and the lighter colour where I have the highlights in. But I think that turned out quite effective actually, and just added more dimension to it. It's me trying to wipe away some of the smudges I got through there. And yay, I found my Posca paint pen. It's the one I was looking for. I eventually found it. Tell you what I've got to do is I've got to stop putting my sleeves into wet paint. It's not a good look. All my jumpers and things now have got paint over them, so the more I paint, the more my clothes are getting covered. I do have a nice apron to wear, but it doesn't cover my sleeves. So it's like, oh no. Oh, what am I doing here? I must have gone for a walk. Oh yeah, gone to get another stencil. Gone to get my swirly stencil. It's not showing up a real lot on here because there's quite a lot of light coming in through the window, so it's actually quite difficult to see, but it's light on light anyway, so I went for a more subtle look. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Now I think there's not enough on there, so I'm just going over with this blue, with blue paint on this silicone pad thing. I think it's a heat pad that you put pans on or something, I don't know. Josie gave it to me, thank you Josie. And there I've just got a saying there as well, just scribbling on a few little bits and pieces too. And I think I'm almost finished. So thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye.